The examiners often like to ask quite fiddly questions involving circles, semicircles, or parts of circles. And in this question we've got a rectangle with a semicircle inside it. And the question is, what's the perimeter of the shaded region? In other words, what's this length plus that length plus the curved length here? Now what can help it is to imagine a full circle. So here was the original full circle, and that line there has got to be the diameter of the full circle. Now when you think about perimeter, that's the distance around the edge of the circle. And in a circle, that relates to circumference. Now, two key formulae to remind yourselves about. The area, which is not relevant for this question, is pi times by the radius squared, which in this case would be pi times by 60 squared. But the circumference, or the distance around the circle, is pi times by diameter. Now this circle has got a diameter of 120. So the full circle, which I always advise you to draw out and to visualise, in this case, will be pi times 120. Now on a non-calculator paper, you might write down 120 pi, which if you work out is 376.99, in this case, metres, to 5 SF. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's the distance or the length around the circle. Now we're asked to find out the perimeter of this shaded area. Now this curve here is effectively this distance on the circle, which is basically 1/4 of the entire circle. 1, 2, 3, 4. So to find this distance here, what I do is I do the full circumference and divide by 4, which on a non-calculator paper would be 30 pi, or 376.99 divided by 4 is 94.25 metres. 1, 2, 3, 4 to 4 SF. Now then, we now know that this distance here is 94.25 metres, but I want the full perimeter. This now comes to the symmetry of this rectangle. If the whole distance is 120 metres, then this distance here must only be 60 metres. And due to symmetry, if that's 60, that must also be 60 metres as well. So the full perimeter of the shaded region has got to be 94.25 plus 60 plus 60, which ends up being 214 metres, rounded to 3 significant figures.